Calling you a radical. Now this is extremely important videos. I go for my walk right here. I have for years and years. That was the room I was given 2 months to live in 2011. I'll try to post the tag in the video, but it's from the Carlsbad newspaper. This is today. Now stay with me. This is historic important stuff. Surplus plutonium from the development of the nuclear weapons will be permanently disposed at WIP. Per decision issued last month, the United Department of Energy, DOE. January issued notice is of the move into the International Registry of August 28th, announcing the decision to dilute the plutonium, which is impossible, so it makes TRU waste criteria. Now, this is the sham. About 7.1 metric tons from the waste should be sent to WIP, the DO's Savannah River site in South Carolina. Okay, now stay with me. This is historic. I was involved when Arriva, the French company, and Chicago Bridge and Iron formed a company and said they have revitrification. They can take MOX fuel. They can take nuclear waste, MOX fuel, and turn it into more fuel. We knew it was a lie then. Started out at $455 million in the 90s. I'm going crazy. I was involved heavily. They're up to $29 billion, by the way. I call it the Tower to Babylon. It's half built. The Department of Energy went in at the end of the Obama administration and did an internal investigation. Said, you've billed the United States taxpayers for 72% completion. We've gone in internally audited. It's 28% complete. We can do math. That's $20 billion in fraud. Now, Chicago Bridge, in a sense, filed bankruptcy. Go on, take the money and run. Say by zero. Arriva has filed bankruptcy twice. The French government. French World Bank bails them out. Now, stay with me. This is historic and important. Everybody says they can't do that. They can't do that. Under the Patriot Act, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Just like restarting the weapon testing, which Trump, I know for a fact, has restarted weapon testing at Los Alamos, New Mexico, and at Idaho National Lab. Now, I've been multiple times up at Idaho National. I just got back from there. I have lots of whistleblowers. I have lots of connections up there, including the owner of the Atomic City Bar, who knows everything. Oh, they're testing. They got a military war zone up there. That you saw that military vehicle that rolled up on me. So, stay with me. A truck driver whistleblower called me, Kevin Blanche, in 2016. Kevin, I'm a truck driver. I'm whistleblowing right here, right now, that there's caravans going from Savannah River, South Carolina, to WIP, Los Alamos. We're heavy security, and we're hauling MOX fuel. Unbeknown to the public, unannounced to anybody, which by law they've got it. No, not post Patriot Act. Patriot Act, they do whatever they have carte blanche, asymmetric to Kevin Blanche. So stay with me. Then right after that, it got disclosed by the Stars and Stripes, which is the only thing that's just, I mean, they're the ones that do the reporting on the USS Reagan. Of course, Trump wants to kill them. Of course he wants to kill them. That's the military. Reported by them that by ship from Fukushima, Japan, and the other plant, which I reported, that got, when they restarted up the weapons fuel plant, the only reactor they restarted in Japan, got fuel seaweed, which they restarted the week of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Everything I said was 100% verified. Was on the front page of Reddit, had hundreds of thousands of views within hours. Google comes down and says, we took it down. Why? All verified by Japanese media, all verified, tags in it, properly done, every bit of it. No reason, just took it down. So, widely reported by military ships, heavily guarded from Japan, back to Savannah River, Georgia. And even then, they said in the article that plan to move it to New Mexico. And you're worried about the spent fuel from Sinanofre going there. And this is there. This is billions of times worse than, and that, don't get me wrong, nuclear waste from nuclear reactors which sit in spent fuel pools all over are horrific, but it's not MOX. Now there's a MOX fuel plant here in Utah. So you go, oh, I'm the guy that dug out the FOIA documents on that. Oh, there's no nuclear waste at Little Mountain, Utah, which I grew up there. They've always lied, yet now I found the FOIA documents where they're cleaning up the nuclear waste at Little Mountain. Now, by the way, that's part of my work on my Great Salt Lake expedition I'm getting ready to do. There's a new secret freaking dump plant out there. And so, I know for a fact, because my friends are railroaders and they told me, oh, it's there. It's all built and everything, and Dirty Herbie and crew and the West Weber County Economic Development looted and stole all the money. It's so corrupt, it's unbelievable. So, stay with me. When Fukushima happened, the incredible great earthquakes that melted down multiple reactors, Unit 3 had more MOX fuel in that unit than any place on Earth. Even more than Savannah River, South Carolina. On Earth, now hear me, on Earth. The spent fuel pools and everything, and they blew to fucking smithereens. It was released into the jet stream for 6 straight days. Remember, Anderson Cooper and Sanjay Gupta are practicing MD. They're on their boots on the ground there. Should we get out? Should we get out? They had this Jim Wills from MIT PR. Oh, well, you know, the panty painters were out, including Gunnar Shield, Helen Caldecott, all of them, you know, the proper, just like they hired these so-called artists that were supposed to be my friends. I look back on it, and I've done a lot of work on this. These artists that were supposed to be my friends, yep, an attorney at Oak Ridge, Tennessee was paying them. Oh yeah, I've tracked it down. Oh, I've dug it out while I'm in critical condition. PR firms hired by the government attacking me. So, where did that fuel go? For 6 days, the plume came. Barry Antoinette Obama on the White House lawn, March 16th, 2011, St. Patty's Day. I want you to know what I know. The plume will be coming over the United States starting later today. We don't think it's dangerous yet on the coast of California, but we're going to keep you advised. They immediately took down all the RadNet dishes. What's that? They crashed RadNet. They took it down. I had video. I shot a video. I'm taking the RadNet dish down at Weber State University. They immediately pulled it down. They crashed. Allison McFarland was head of RadNet. Not only was she rewarded for crashing so hard, she became later the head of the EPA. Now, as Tim pointed out, Obama raised the limits, doubled them 4 separate times. Well, more than doubled them. But get this. Trump doubled down on it. Trump removed legal limits. There are no. Aaron Brockovich is out, you know, talking water. Well, she's talking exactly what Kevin Blanchard's been talking for the whole time. But fuck me. You know, she ain't gonna support me. Nobody is. You know, they just attack me. So, for 6 days it plumed over us. They've hid all the numbers, you know. The whole time. Then they pushed it into the Pacific Ocean as China syndrome, which I call Delmar syndrome, was burrowed in. Kevin Blanch, they're lying. It took me a year and a half to convince everybody this was one meltdown. MOX fuel, the worst of the worst, plumed all over us. I says, it's caused a new energy, which I named Futonium. Mix it in with radio Roundup. How many times have I said Trump and his is protecting his kin? Why would Bear buy Monsanto? Mix it together, which I named. Now it's been proven. It's come out. The United States government worked in symphony with Bayer Monsanto to stop the Indonesian government from blocking Roundup, just like they did here. Now, why would the United States government be involved in that? Because Trump's a globalist. Trump, deep state, Trump is the deep state. His kinfolk, Trump is it. He's the Trojan horse. You know, and his, I mean, she wore her Hitler uniform. I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden, the spy who loved me. He went to Jared. Oh yeah, they what? In receivership, they bought Westinghouse. Who went bankrupt? All of them bankrupt. So here it is. Well, they didn't tell us in New Mexico. They didn't tell us because Rick Perry, by the way, as I reported, now it's coming out. I've been reporting day one. Rick Perry is heavily involved in waste management. Barack Obama blocked. I had Energy Solutions kicked out of Utah. They were done. They told me we're tired of fighting you. Barack Obama never filed antitrust against anybody. What? They filed antitrust against Waste Management and Energy Solutions, and they won. The only reason they're still here. They want to go to Texas because Rick Perry, and by the way, Rick Perry owns stock in all these companies they're said. Don't you think that's a little corruption? He's head of the Department of Energy, which Rick Perry just did this to you in New Mexico and Texas. Carlsbad. Oh, they didn't. They don't have to. They got a public. They don't have to. I mean, you people that are supposedly watchdogs down there are living in the fucking pre-Fukushima fucking past. Well, the pre-Patriot Act. They don't have to tell you fucking anything. By the way, my guess is the San Onofre waste out of the canisters is already being moved there, and or here to Utah. Well, I know for a fact Hunters Point waste, because we caught him illegally, is already moving to Idaho National Lab. I've proven that. But fuck me. By the way, anonymous to release Trump's tax returns is imminent. How do I know that? A little board told me. Well, so I'm just a journalist, huh? So this is a big deal. That MOX fuel, Unit 3 was chock full of it. Where's it at? Well, it's in your bone marrow, in your kids' bone marrow, in your kids. I hear the voices of my great-granddaughters. It's in ours. Still waiting for the same main event. Fukushima, the greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. Trump has doled out more pork, nuclear pork, than even Truman. So Obama, he covered up Fukushima. Trump doubles down. By the way, Biden going to save you sliding with Biden? Let's see. Wasn't he the vice president under the cover up of Fukushima? We got no choice. So, you got me, babe. You got me, babe. That's all you have. I'm fucking real. Look what they've done to me. Stay tuned.